Hello!
Ah, Wish.com, that seemingly infinite pile of tat which can be distributed around the world at a moment's notice. And today, we'll be taking a look at some of it at random using our not actually patented, Lucky 9 system, where I look at 8 items picked at random by a website which basically produces a random word. I put that into Wish, and by the first thing on there that costs $5 or less. That's the first 8 items. The 9th item, is a more expensive one. And before I forget, the Kickstarter for our new film Turn Back ends in just 2 days. That's 2 days from the upload of this video. So if you want to get in on that action, do it soon. I'll mention it again later. Right, straight into the video, because we all need some agency. Agency. Now, I don't know what you're expecting when you see the word agency. Maybe something to do with like a government agency or an agent, or indeed personal agency. I think they're possibly sort of moving towards the second one, maybe? Right, who had chainsaw down on their card? No, not that sort of chainsaw. This sort of chainsaw. So if you've never seen one of these, if I can actually open the bag, this may take several weeks. Oh dear, no, we've done it, That bag is knackered. Right, what it is not the thing that Agent 47 carries around in the Hitman games. This is a horrible bit of very, very sharp, very, very unpleasant to the touch chain. You see that there? There we go. Yep. And you can saw through things with it. You literally just grab onto the ends, pull it taut, wrap it around the bit of wood or the evildoer's neck. No, it's not that sort of thing. It's not a garrote. And then backwards and forwards, and it will indeed cut through a bit of wood. I've actually used one of these in the past. They're surprisingly effective. I don't think I'd want to cut through a particularly large amount of wood with one, but if it's somewhere that's really awkward to get round, they have a pretty good use. Also, I wouldn't have thought this would last that long. This feels very similar to the one I used. What I don't like, the handles do look a bit, well, let's face it, it was a cheap item, so what are you expecting, blah, 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 blah. But I think for 1 or 2 uses, this would probably work. I don't exactly know how long it would last, though. It does have that kind of cheap plastic handle feel to it, because that's literally what it is. But hey, I'm going to put it in the shed, and maybe one day, when I need to lop down a single branch that's in a strange position, I'll get this out of the shed and go, oh no, the handles are ruined. Crisis. Crisis. What major crises have there been in the world? The answer is all of them recently, but this is a very specific one. And indeed, this is something to commemorate a crisis of sorts. It's an iron-on patch that says, I survived the Great Toilet Paper Crisis 2020. So, if you don't know, when COVID was doing its thing in 2020, in the UK, people were told, look, we're getting a little bit low on toilet paper, it's fine, but whatever you do, don't panic buy it. So everyone panic bought it and we started to run out of toilet paper. Yay! But then they got some more in the shops and people stopped panic buying it and it was fine. Yay! And that was the Great Toilet Paper Crisis of 2020. They've just realised there's actually 2 in here. Is there a second design? Oh, it's not 2. It comes with... Oh, so that's odd. So rather than like attaching this directly to something, you presumably iron that on, or maybe sew that on, I'm not sure. Stick it on the Velcro there, and yeah, it's like the world's worst scout badge. Such an odd thing, isn't it? I wonder how many years they've had these around. Because this is one of those things that was probably relevant and funny for about 14 seconds in 2020, and now it's 2023, and they're still knocking around on Wish, and they're just going to get stuck in a warehouse for the rest of time, until eventually they're all that's left of Earth society when the aliens come down, and they see it, and they think this was our god. And I mean, they'd be half right. Variation. Variation. Ah... We all need a bit of variety in our lives, or indeed a mini warning light. Okay, variation then. Well, it's got different variations, I think, of frequencies it flashes at. Anyway, what can we learn about this thing? You throw it on the floor, and then a car drives over it. Apparently, that's good. Well, I suppose it's there to warn people off something. Don't come near the back of my car, because my car is completely knackered, like at the end of the Blues Brothers or something. Right, it's got an on-off button. Good start. It's impact resistant. You can drive the vehicle over them. Oh, what fun that would be. Maybe. Waterproof, up to 1 metre deep for 30 minutes. 1 second longer, instant thermonuclear explosion. Magnetic, simply place the light on a car. Okay. And visible. I mean, if it's a warning light and it wasn't visible, that would be a problem. Visible for up to 1.6 kilometres in very specific circumstances, I imagine. Well, oh yeah, okay. It's very hard plastic with rubber around it there. And there's your magnet. Okay, that makes sense. So, I'm guessing it's going to flash at different speeds, and that will be the variation. Or am I just clutching at straws? Yes. Yes, I am. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Standard pulse. Ooh, quicker pulsing, but a longer gap in between. Okay. And, oh, just an occasional flash. That, I imagine, is one that uses the least battery. And fourth is just off. So you have 3 variations. Bleepy, quick bleepy, and occasional bleepy. Marvellous. Looks like quite a practical thing to have in the car, to be honest. I suppose if your battery's dead or you daren't turn the lights on in case of flattening the battery and you're in some sort of position where you want people to, know that your car's there and avoid it, that's something. I feel like you'd probably need like 5 of these on the back of the car for people to actually pay attention. But hey, who knows? The important thing is you can stick it on the back of your car or you can just leave it in the road so that people think it's some sort of alien explosive and are terrified by it. Thanks, mini warning light. Fold. Okay, this is interesting, because I was expecting, I don't know, like an origami set or something like that, but this is something very different that does indeed fold. It is a bag of things, but what are these things, friends? Well, they fold. Oh, so they're plastic. There's a hole in the bottom there. There's a bit that goes over the top there, and they clip together like that, forming a weird little pill. Do you know what these are, friends? The answer is screw caps. You see, you're going to screw into something, so you put this over there, put the screw in, and then you can pop that over the top, and the top of the screw is not immediately accessible. To be honest, probably more for, pleasingly springy, hang on. Oh, wow! New game, everyone. Yeah, they're probably more cosmetic than actually sort of properly protective, because in what sort of circumstance would you need to protect something like that? I don't know, maybe if you've got a young toddler and he has a screwdriver? I don't really know, but I tell you what, they're exactly the right size and shape for... Boom! Boom! Ooh, there's a Barshens game in that. Speaking of which... Alert! Alert! Yes, as I said at the start of this video, we only have 2 days left on our crowdfunding campaign for our cool-ass new horror film, Turn Back. It's a modern folk horror featuring our local legend of Black Shook, a terrifying ghostly devil dog that haunts East Anglia. And it's being told as a reverse narrative, so the first scene you see is actually the last chronologically, and as it goes along you get more context and understanding of the events that actually went into the thing you see at the start. And of course, we have all sorts of cool rewards for backing the film, including a stretch goal for bringing back Barshens for 5 new episodes, 3 of which will be available on the Barshens channel for free, and 2 of which are available as part of this campaign as an add-on. There's even a physical Barshens merch pack, if you have some extra bones to give to Slep. And you can also get nifty things like these horror-themed repaints of our action figures. Excellent.
Good.
And of course, our beautiful Ashens movie collection box set. I love it so much. It looks like an old VHS tape, even down to what's inside the box. Oh yes. And inside there will be 3 discs. There's only 2 in this. It's a mock-up, you see. And those 3 discs will contain our first film, Ashens and the Quest of the Game Child, our second film, Polybius Heist, and our third film we're now making, Turn Back. Not only in pin-sharp digital versions, but also in actual VHS versions which have been recorded onto a VHS player and then re-digitized for that proper retro feel. And yes, they'll still be in widescreen. We're not going to pan and scan it. We're not evil. I'm so pleased we're finally getting to do these. Been planning this one for years. We've never been able to make it work before. You go over there now, blessed creature. So, as I say, we only have 2 days remaining on this, so if you want to get in on the movie action, that is how long you've got until it all goes away. And then we go off and make the film. The campaign has gone really well, but every penny we get goes into the film and makes the whole thing better. Thank you so much to all of you who have supported the film so far. We're taking a big swing with this, and it really does mean the world to us. And hopefully, we'll be able to get the movie production running like clockwork. Clockwork. Now, I was very interested in this one because clockwork things are exciting. But I also thought, is there anything clockwork that's actually going to be cheap enough? The answer was yes. This little music box. Look at this. Really solid bit of plastic there, metal on the inside. And you know how these things work. Basically, that spins around there, kicks off the little musical keys there, like a magical automated piano for the elves or something. Right, so if we... Oh. Ooh. Okay, I'll wind it up properly. Doesn't seem to be any start or stop at it. It just seems like you... okay. Here we go. I don't recognise the tune. Is it classical? I feel like I might have heard it, but I mean, I can't tell you what it is by any stretch. Now we can't stop this. Oh my god, does it go on for like 3 weeks? Am I going to have to bury it in the garden? Well, what a nice little thing. I mean, it's a very, very short piece of a tune. I feel like that's a fairly obvious thing to point out. And it does get a bit of weird distortion from the vibration of it. But hey, it's a tiny little cheap music box and it does the job. And more importantly, if you live in a horror film, you can just leave this playing in the background and it'll tell you when a ghost's coming or something. That's how that works, isn't it? Sock. Sock. Well, this is one of the most disappointing words it's ever come up with because you know it's just going to be a pair of socks. And it is a pair of socks. And it's not just a pair of socks, it's a boring pair of socks. Bamboo socks, great. What can we learn about this? Middle tube black. 1 pair, 2 pieces. Yep, that's how pairs work. Well, there we are. It's a pair of bamboo socks. Great. How exciting. The tops are slightly frayed. They're probably not very good quality. This probably wouldn't be for that money. Yeah. Oh, no. I tell a... Oh, no, actually, that is slightly frayed there, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure these socks would last very long. Great. Well, there we are. All the dads watching this are now saying, yep, I have to pretend to be excited by those every Christmas. But I'm on YouTube, so I don't have to be. They're boring. Thumb. Thumb. Thumb's not a very exciting word either, is it? It came straight after bloody sock. But anyway, this is what we've got. Finger sleeves. Presumably some for your thumb as well. Amazing. So, maybe if I can actually work out how to open this. This may take some time. Oh no, we're all good. Yeah. They're little sleeves that you know, put over your fingers. Because reasons. They probably have a very specific use if you're doing something that needs a lot of dexterity, but for some reason you can't directly touch something. It's a bit hot, but no, I don't think it protects you against temperature. It might protect you against cold more than it would heat, perhaps. Does it stop things slipping out of your hands? Not really. I mean, if you're doing a lot of paper on that, you'd have a rubber thing on your finger, wouldn't you? Because obviously it'll grip better. I don't really know what these are for. But I tell you what, I've got a lot of them. And I can spend the next 43 hours putting them all on. Great. They're like socks for your fingers. There we are. Finger mouse. Finger mouse. You know what I'm singing about there? You're old, sorry. Conscience. Conscience. Always let your conscience be your guide. Oh, look. It's an umbrella, just like Jiminy Cricket had. That's what I think they're going for here. But what is on the other end of the chain? What is on this weird necklace of stuffs? Well, Conscience is apparently a green bottle well, actually, that's not true. It's a clear bottle with little green baubles in it. And I mean tiny green baubles with Conscience written on it. So has somebody, like, extracted their conscience and put it in this bottle? I can now act entirely without conscience as I've removed my conscience from my body. It's like some Harry Potter stuff. It's something Voldemort would do. So that's what J.K. Rowling did. Now it all makes sense. Anyway, I don't know who on earth would want this. Frankly, it's what a bizarre thing. So you can, like, put it... Well, it probably doesn't go around your neck, because why would you want... Ah, wait, you can move it down. Ha 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 ha. And you can have the umbrella and the bottle together. Then your umbrella and bottle aren't apart. Ah, great. Well, there we are. It's one of those. Maybe it's a oh, yeah, it's an instruction. Look, it's saying that we should con science. We should find the concept of science and run a confidence trick in it. That sounds difficult. I'm confused by this. Where's the final thing? Hierarchy. Hierarchy. Now, this is an interesting item, a very interesting item. So, if you were to put together like a hierarchy of all humanity, and one person who had ever lived had to be at the top, who would that person be? The answer, according to Wish.com, as presented on this t-shirt, is of course French singer Johnny Hallyday. I don't understand this at all. What is going on? Look at it. It's like one of those Howling Wolf t-shirts, except they've made it for French singer Johnny Hallyday, who, I'll be honest, I wasn't even aware of until I saw the listing. I was like, okay then. And on the back, the same image again. It's one of those weird stretchy material shirts, do you know what I mean? The ones that often don't wash up too well. But yeah, there we are. Nearly 15 quid for this. God, what does it look like on? Oh my goodness, absolutely wonderful. Well, there's just something so amazing about going on this Chinese website, giving sort of almost direct access to these bizarre items made by factories. And what do you get? You get a t-shirt of Johnny Hallyday with a very definite aesthetic, shall we say. Absolutely astonishing. Right, that's enough Wish.com frivolity for a little while. Don't forget our Kickstarter ends 2 days from the upload of this very video, so yeah, check that out if you're interested. Turnbackmovie.com. And may Johnny Hallyday be with you. Always.
Subscribe for more.